It's really a reality show.
Right.
It
is on at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
But you have to understand though that even though it may appear to be a reality show, behind the scenes, this Joker's been getting some stuff done, particularly when it comes to stacking the bench, which is going to reverberate for the next 30 to 40 years. And the other thing that you have to look at is, is there a bench for the Democratic Party? When President Obama was in office, I mean, he was well polished, well spoken, very articulate, very bright fella. And then you went after you started looking at the election process, because if you remember when Hillary was running, there was a big split in the Democratic Party. You had Hillary's people, you had Bernie's people, you had Obama's people, and they never, at least in my opinion, they never were able to lasso that herd and get everybody on the same sheet of music. Now, you had that obviously in the Republican Party when they were running. You had like 700 people running at the same time. But once they got into office, they all are now in lockstep, because even now you're not hearing anyone saying, that was just over the top last night. Those jokers are in lockstep and they are moving. And I'm just wondering, do you see a bench for the Democratic Party, Thinban and Shannon, that will, if Joe Biden wins the election, that there's some folks waiting in the wings who have the charisma and they have the deep pockets to make it to the next level, so that, they can tap in and tap out as they need to.
With regard to what? Wait, you mean who tap in?
Well, for example, the Monday morning quarterback lesson learned was, the Democrats didn't have a deep bench. And I'm just asking, just rhetorically, what do you think about that?
I think, the deep bench with regard to people who could hold office, or people
that, for example, if Joe Biden woke up tomorrow morning and say, you know what, this is too much. My feet are always hurting. I'm always up late. I'm not doing this.
Oh yeah.
Is there that person that can step in and grab the reins and push this train forward?
It's gonna have to be Kamala Harris,
but she's gonna need somebody to back her up.
Yeah, well, you got a bunch of folks. You got Stacey Abrams. You got Deval Patrick. You got there's who else? All those people who are running against Joe. you got Pete Buttigieg. You got
what'd you call him?
All these other folks.
What'd you call him?
Buttigieg. Buttigieg.
Wow.
But I don't know. But you got all of these folks who were running. I can't think of all of the names. But all the people we remember when they had that big long. Come on, man, give me some names. I can't think of her name. Klobuchar. All of those folks. All those folks who are running there. There's a bench and there's people behind them. And just because I'm calling those names doesn't mean that I'm supportive of all those folks, but I'm just saying, there's always a group, but all of that stuff is getting drowned out by folks. You have a lot of young folks who are running, ran against some of those top names. I was a young brother who ran against on the Democratic side, who was running against Mitch McConnell. He lost in the Democratic primary to Amy. Her name is McGrath or whatever, but what's his name? Booker, I think the brother's name. Anyway,
Cory Booker.
Folk. Not Cory Booker. No, it's another. I forget his name. Look up wherever it is in Mitch McConnell. Huh?
Cory Booker?
Not Cory Booker. No, I may be wrong. His name may not be Booker. Say something else, Mike. Go to break while I look this man's name up. Shoot, I should know.
And that's a good idea because we are long overdue. And for our Facebook Live listeners, we are also broadcasting live on Spreaker.com. And of course, when we are in that mode,
Charles Booker.
Oh, Charles Booker. Okay. Well, good. You got it. So what we're going to do is, for our listeners on Spreaker.com, of course, this is our break time. We're going to go to break. And when we come back, we're going to continue this discussion about debates gone wild. What's next? We'll see you in a bit.
Other shows water down the issue.
Well, I'm still sitting here. So I got to watch my mouth because on Facebook.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
All right.
Historical trauma that goes back so many different.
Believe in a fundamental form of racial justice.
We are tired. Guys, we're tired. And we are frustrated.
And racism.
This is a critical time for us.
Black Lives
Did you mute yourself, fella?
No, sir.
Oh.
You could be spreading the coronavirus without realizing you have it. So do your part and stay home. It's important to limit in-person interaction with anyone outside of your immediate household, but phone and video chat are safe ways to connect. It's also important to limit social gatherings. If you need essential items like food and medicine, try using a delivery service. If you must leave your house for essential items, or if you want to take a walk for exercise, make sure to wear a cloth face covering. Stay at least 6 feet away from other people. Try not to touch frequently touched surfaces like light signals, street signs, or benches. And wash your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds as often as possible. This advice applies to people of any age, including teens and younger adults. It takes all of us to slow the spread of the coronavirus, so stay home unless absolutely necessary. Visit coronavirus.gov for the latest information.
Are you watching how fast you're going? I didn't know I was speeding.
I was going down a hill.
Speed?
I didn't see the sign.
I don't think so.
But nobody else is on the road.
My foot fell asleep.
I gotta pick up my kids at daycare.
Is it because I'm driving a red car?
I didn't see you.
My wife's going into labor, sir.
I didn't know. I was looking at a different gauge.
I'm not really from around here.
Something must be wrong with the speedometer.
Trust us, we've heard it all. Now hear this. There's no excuse for speeding.
But I always go this fast.
How many times have you wanted to make a change? Change in our schools, in our environment, and in our relationship with other countries. Well, guess what? You can make that change. All you have to do is vote for the people who you feel will bring about these changes. It is not enough to complain or just hope that things will get better. Stop backseat driving and steer our country where you think it should go. Some people think that one vote doesn't matter. But each vote gives politicians a better understanding of the opinions of the people they are representing. Opinions on important issues such as gun control, education reform, immigration, climate change, and abortion. Without our vote, they would have no idea what we think of these issues. In the last presidential election, only 57.5% of eligible citizens voted. That means politicians are unaware of the opinions of nearly half of the country. Each vote is a chance to speak your mind and work towards a better country and a better world. So vote for someone who you think could help us get there. Vote for how you want our country to change.
This is Straight No Chaser Talk Radio. We're just getting started. Straight No Chaser Talk Radio.
He's drinking that with no chaser.
This is Straight No Chaser Talk Radio. We're just getting started. Straight No Chaser Talk Radio.
He's drinking that with no chaser.
This is Straight No Chaser Talk Radio. We're just getting started. Straight No Chaser Talk Radio.
He's drinking that with no chaser.
Back, Straight No Chaser. Chief.
Yes, sir.
Shannon. We're sitting here talking about what everybody else in the world is talking about. That craziness that went on last night. They call it a debate. But as I said before, we call it a debacle. So debate or debacle, you know, we've been going through it. We've been talking about Chief left us asking the question about who, you know, does Democrat, is there a bench on the Democratic side? And yeah, there's a bench. There's always a bench. But, you know, I just want us to be smart about our politics and, you know, think of your vote as a weapon of getting this cat out of here. because they've tried everything else and it's not going down. I get folks get on their self-righteous thing. Oh, I don't want to vote for him. I don't like, you ain't got to like Joe Biden. But if you don't like Joe Biden, you're saying you like Trump because that's what you got 4 more years of, because there's no other choice. They're like, well, I don't want to hold, people get all on their high and mighty on their high horse. And well, my integrity is not going to allow me to waive my vote. And half of them, they ain't voted in 12 straight elections in their life and sitting there getting high. I'm not gonna do no voting. I don't want to go to jury duty. You know what I'm saying? I want the man to get. I don't want to hear none of that garbage. I don't want to hear none of that. None of that. Because that's
what are you saying, then, Bad?
That's bullshiggity, is what it is. At this time, the stakes are too high, and there's no time for that anymore. That's just ridiculous. You have to vote. That's like some kind of weird ass intellectual cop out. I'm too smart to vote for either one of these fools, so I'm not gonna. Well, you live on this planet, dude. You got to deal with this. I don't like politics for this way. I'm thinking of all the people who kind of did all that stuff with Hillary. Hillary is a terrible candidate. Is she worth? Was she as bad as this? Was she as bad as this? Was she worth all this? Was she worth a pandemic? Whatever else went on, tanking the economy. I mean, all of that stuff was it worth 200 and some odd thousand people dying? I don't think so. I don't think so. So, and that's going to be controversial. People are going to be pissed with me. I don't care. I don't care. I'm going to do like Trump right now. I don't care.
Speak your mind, son.
You got to pick. You have to choose. You have to choose something. Pick something at least that you can talk to. Even if you don't agree with it, you can talk to Joe. You can talk to Joe Biden. You can't talk. There's no talking to Trump, unless you say what he wants to say. First of all, you can't have a battle of wits with an unarmed person. I mean, he's not going to understand what you're saying anyway. If you're hitting him with the topics, he don't understand that. All he understands is green and apparently only some of that. But with Joe, at least you can talk to him. And so get him in office so that we can get a new baseline and kind of settle ourselves. And then let's work on getting somebody who you do like or working for something that kind of restores this democracy in some kind of way. Because this tyranny and dictatorship, this is crazy. And I'm like, this is not the country I grew up in. This is not what it's about. So I don't know, Chief Shannon, what do y'all think? I don't know. I mean, am I too heavy-handed with that? But I just don't. I don't think there's. Think of your kids. Think of your kids' kids. Think of the kids on your block. Think of something. Think of whatever you've gone through in your life. No matter, Trump makes George Bush, look like I don't know. I mean, like the next best president in the world. I mean, Trump makes he makes Nixon look all right. I mean, he was bad, but and the Republican Party, again, I don't want to focus so much on Trump because you do have these cowardly senators who are quiet about that. And to me, that's a tacit approval of his shenanigans. If you don't say anything, your silence is, as they say, your silence is violence in some way. It's somehow you are a part of that, and people are dragging their feet. Where's all the people when Trump ran in 2016? All those folks who ran against him. Where's Jeb Bush's mouth? Not that he's in office anymore, but where's the Marco Rubio? Where are these people who ran against him? Where's Ted Cruz? Where are all these folks who ran against Trump? Obviously we know about Lindsey Graham. He's a hot mess. Boy. Yeah, I got something for that fella. Oh man, he's a mess. I mean,
guys,
I
have a question from Crystal. She wants to know what are thoughts on Biden calling Trump a clown.
I thought it was a little too soft. No, I'm kidding. I get that to me, If I were Trump, I'd be like, good.